Hi, this is a part 2 Bible review of my ESV Quentel by Schuyler. And I hope with the light we have, yeah, that's pretty good there. We're going to be able to do this. It's early evening now. I've learned some things since my first review, and I'm not going to go over things that have already been covered. That's purposeless. But here are the things I've learned that I was either wrong on or new information. Number one, the liner is a bonded leather. There's an exact name for this, but I got this from the person who runs the Schuyler page. It's bonded leather. It's not goat skin, not calf skin. We've learned since that it is a black mull. It's a kind of a fabric that goes underneath this tab that tabs the block into the leather, and this is the reason for the stiffness of the Schuyler as opposed to an Allen, which is basically just flops open. And there is that. The leather, some people have suggested, is thicker. I know the grain is larger. I've noticed this. The Evangelical Bible site says there is no difference in the yap between this and the NASB, and while that says it numerically, perceptively, a lot of us feel it looks like a bigger yap. And sometimes what is said to be on paper, there is some change in production. If it added 2 or 3 millimeter, could actually be larger. Or it could be the nature of the leather, or the fact there's a slight curl down. But all these together lead us to believe, as of now, that it's not larger than the NASB. I really like this Bible. And for those of you thinking of getting one, all the things I said last time after 6 weeks of use, I say again now. It has the most delightful size and type of printing coupled with paper of any Bible I can imagine. The larger print ones, the 12s, 14s, whatever, tend to use inferior paper. And this 11, I think, is just as good as many of them. And because of the quality of the paper and the print, I suspect this Bible will last well into old age for me as my eyes go downhill. So, in this regard, I want to give a big shout out. This is a keeper. I've already put my name in it in pencil. I'm not going to be trading it in a year or selling it, which I do sometimes. The negative. This Bible does not lay flat. You can see this right now. There's a hump. And an Allen would not do this. Again, this is the way they did the tabbing. It's extra reinforced. It's very, very strong. But the cost is a not lay flat Bible. And you can press it down, get it most of the way there, but then as soon as you pull it back and push the cover back into shape, you have it again. Now, I don't know if you did this 10,000 times, if there would be some improvement. There probably would. So with use, there will be improvement, but it will never be an Allen lay flat Bible. I'm going to compare this paper, and I've done this a couple reviews, and I've had to, because I had some problem with production, I had to go ahead and scrap them. But what about the quality of the paper? I think this 38 GSM and the 45 GSM of the NASB current are very equivalent. If there's a difference, 2 or 3%, it's not noticeable. And I got a feeling that the 38 is going to be on the next edition of the NASB. The 45 was a one-time deal. It allows the Bible to be a little thinner. And that's a plus if you're going to get the same opacity of paper. Here is my new Oxford Annotated Bible, 2nd edition. It was printed in America on very good paper in the early 80s, maybe about 1980, possibly. And I think it has very equivalent paper to, very, very equivalent paper to the new 38 GSM. It's because I used to put more rag in the paper, and that made it wider and let more opacity. And there are certain reasons they cannot do that anymore. So our paper actually is inferior to even the Bibles, many of the good, really, really good Bibles of the 80s. And when you compare this paper to a 2002 NASB SCR, or some of the premium French milled papers, you will see that the Quentel is one full step lower. Well, that's about all I have for this review. It's not a big review. It's just a follow-up 6-week review since I've had this. I love this Bible. I take it to church with me. I take it to Bible study with me. It is a close child of the RSV, which has been my favorite Bible for 30 years. And actually, if you take a look at it, the print's better. This is a 10-point. This is a 11. But there are other factors that make this better. So I will end it there and say God bless, and I would get an ESV Quentel. I think it's the best ESV on the market now overall.